Hello humans of the world and welcome to my kitchen. On today's episode we're going to be making fresh spring rolls. I don't know about you, but during this quarantine I have been eating horribly and guilt-free. But my body is now catching up to me and telling me I need to stop. So I figured why not try to incorporate something super healthy but that's also very savory. So it feels like you're having a cheat meal while you're actually eating healthy. And that's why I chose to make these fresh spring. So let's start off with the ingredients. So over here I've got a bowl of chow mein noodles, which I allow to cool down at room temperature. And then I've got some superfoods, which are packed with hemp seeds, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, and all of that delicious goodness. Some sliced up cucumbers, some sliced up ginger, some shallots. And then some peanut sauce. I actually got this peanut sauce in the international section at my local grocery store. It'll either be a peanut sauce or called a peanut sauté. Super delicious, and it should be available at most grocery stores, and you do not want to neglect this from this recipe because it just ties everything in so well. And over to the side as our meat substitute, we've got some pan-fried tempeh, which I just threw a little bit of soya sauce on top just for some flavor, and it just ties in really well with this recipe. Sliced up, which we're going to saute in a pot with our mushrooms as well as some garlic. And then we've also got some fresh carrots. I'm personally going to cook up these carrots because I'm allergic to raw carrots, but if you prefer or if you're able to eat them raw and you like them raw, then feel free to do that as well. And then last but not least, we've got some bean sprouts, which I am going to cook up in a pot as well, just on its own with some salt and pepper and a bit of olive oil in the pan. Okay, now that we've cooked up all of our essentials, make sure you give it enough time to cool down because you don't want that steam to get trapped in your spring roll because let's be real, we know what's going to happen. It's going to get soggy. You're going to want to have some fresh basil on hand. Mint works very well with this recipe. Just gonna pile them into one another and then roll them and then slice them. That way we can have some really thin strips of basil that we can just kind of, coat on top. So, I can't wait to dive into this food. No one ever prepared me for how hungry I would get trying to make this video. And I'm literally trying my hardest not to snack on everything. I had a weak moment where I thought I was gonna call UberEats. I'm like, you know what? The food's still cooking. I'll just call UberEats and then have a little bite. That way I don't ruin the display. I didn't do it. Self-control. Lettuce. Boston lettuce would have been a better choice. However, my grocery store is all out. The grocery stores have been all out of a lot of things. Leave some for the rest of us, please. Thank you. Anyways, so I've got some lettuce, which I'm actually going to use to line the rice paper, just so that you're able to preserve your spring roll a little bit longer. So say you're going to take this on a picnic or for lunch or something like that. The ingredients are going to be a little bit moist, which is going to cause the rice paper to disintegrate. And I just find that if you have some good lettuce that you wash and you dry thoroughly, and then you put that on top of the rice paper and then add your ingredients on top of the lettuce, it just kind of saves the whole thing from crumbling when you're ready to eat it. Nobody wants a soggy spring roll. No one. And then we're going to start wrapping. And I don't know how I'm going to do this, so I'm just going to snap. Okay, so I've got a little plate here that has some water in it. And this is the water that we're going to use to soak the spring roll wraps into. So you got to soak them for about a minute. Realistically, I would kind of gauge it just because I feel like if you leave it in for too long, then it becomes so elasticy to the point that it's fragile and it'll just dissolve and fall apart in your hands. And then for myself, I think I like to leave it for about 30 seconds. I just kind of feel the texture where it's still a little bit tough. The way that I do it also allows me to not be left with all of this extra material, which I'm sure you could just cut off, but like, let's be real, I'm not really that savvy. So I'd rather just set it to the point that is comfortable with me so that you're not folding over all of this extra doughy stuff. Yeah, so we're just gonna wait for that. I think I can see my lashes falling off. Always a good time when that's happening. Okay, it's ready. So here it is. I mean, you can still see the pattern in it, and if you can feel it, it's still a bit tough. Like, it still has a bit of that thick feeling. It's not completely elasticy, but it's enough so that I can manipulate it to wrap my ingredients in. So first things first, grab yourself some lettuce. So we're gonna just layer it with some lettuce. And just make a nice little bed so that all of your ingredients can fit comfortably on it. And then the first thing I like to add is some chow mein. Make sure your hands are clean. And then you're gonna go in with your peanut sauce. Now I'm gonna go in with some cucumbers. I'm gonna do about 3 or 4. And then I'm gonna add in some of my bean sprouts. Some of the sauté goodness. Just doing a little bit of each because this is gonna get really full really quick. Some carrots. And then I just use half of the tempeh. And then some ginger. And that's when I put some shallots, as well as a tiny bit of basil. Alright, so grab 1 piece of avocado, or 2, whatever you prefer. And then you're gonna go in with your superfoods and just drizzle just a tiny bit. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna hold the back here, pull the back over the spring roll or over your ingredients. I like to use the top of my fingers and just push this into what I'm pulling over instead of pushing it away. So you're gonna wrap it over, and then you're gonna do a quick little tight tuck and roll. And I can't wait to finish this so I can eat it all. Fun tip, when you take this out of the water, put another one in, which is something I keep telling myself to do and I just don't do it. Because by that way, by the time you're done doing the first spring roll, you'll already have one waiting for you. However, I would suggest doing them separately, so soaking one, taking it out, not putting a fresh one in yet, just so you can get the hang of rolling. Because if you're really struggling and you're gonna be sitting there for 5 minutes rolling the spring roll, that thing is gonna be straight up dissolved. So get the hang of it first, and when you can see that you're banging them out in like, you know, a minute or less, then go ahead, have it chilling for you. Anyway, so we're just gonna wait again. Okay, spring roll number 2. And there you have it, a beautiful spring roll. I'm so excited, they're so pretty. And they're so good. Okay. Oh, see, look, you see what I mean? Like, can you guys say something, please? Remind me. You see me struggling to remember here. All right, so now we're gonna wait again. Huh? And you like that? Okay, we're gonna wait. so hungry. I personally love dipping my spring rolls in soy sauce, but you can eat them as is if you wanted to, or if you're a spicy mayo kind of person, then go ahead and do that, whatever your heart desires, because they will be good just on their own, but I'm about to dive in, baby. Alright everybody, that's a wrap. Thank you so much for joining me in my kitchen to watch me make these delicious fresh spring rolls. I hope you all get a chance to make them at home, and feel free to comment in the comment box below on your experience and how much you love them. I'm looking forward to seeing you all in the next episode. Take care and stay safe.